How can you come to a wet fit and don't expect for you to get wet? You don't know it's blows you go get. You watching SAT TV.
Bring out the reading, SAT Telecoms.
Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Alicia George, your presenter. In our top stories, Hugo Chavez passing prompts Alba and Petrocaribe talks in Dominica. Rowley awarded substantial damages by Trinidad High Court. Mass evacuation in Indonesia as Java volcano erupts. And in sports, Cube Cheese Barbershop secures a spot in DFA's Division 1 League semi-finals. Details of these will follow.
You're watching SAT Telecoms.
Welcome back. The National Development Foundation of Dominica, NDFD, in collaboration with the Basic Needs Trust Fund, BNTF, hosted its closing ceremony on the fundamentals of sewing and pastry making. The training formed part of a proposal package to conduct 5 skills training in communities around Dominica. According to training coordinator Mrs. Carrie Charles Thomas, the graduation has been long overdue.
We are all happy and indeed that we can finally have it before our Carnival season. We had to contend with right after with the independent season, and then we had to deal with the Christmas season, and then Carnival was approaching, but we said no, we cannot afford to further push back our graduation.
Mr. Cletus Joseph, Executive Director of NDFD, noted that initiatives like these contribute in a tangible way to the NDFD's mission.
At the NDFD, we are delighted to provide the relevant skills training, which are aimed at empowering you with the requirements for launching into productive and provident purposes. It will be our delight to see that you take this ceremony, be it you call it graduation, be it you call it closing ceremony, but let us take it and help to graduate yourselves from being trainees.
He advised the participants to manage the skills developed into productive ventures and to consider how best they can apply the skills learned.
If you work together with each other, you can, and let me say something I always have as a pet project, that we or you can begin to develop a Dominican line of clothing, whereby we, the local persons, will look to buying a Dominican-made clothes rather than buying an imported product.
The training, which focused on providing and equipping participants with formal knowledge and skills to further contribute to the country's development, employed 15 persons, mainly marginalized and unemployed youth. Other complements to the course included business, social, and basic computer skills. In more news, the government of Dominica's goal to eradicate pit latrines and replace them with proper washroom facilities is progressing quite well, according to Minister responsible for Housing, Honorable Reginald Austri. Recently, the United Nations declared an entire program for all eradication of pit latrines, and the government of Dominica has answered the call.
That we should complete by the end of this phase of the project, we should complete anywhere between 60 and 75 washroom facilities. Well, we started with the first 6 constituencies, and we have made a request for release of another 1.5 million, and we hope to address the concerns of another 6 constituencies. And I expect that release to be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we can say that right after the carnival, we should be moving into some of the constituencies with the home renovation, and importantly, the sanitation, the washroom aspect, because we're really determined to launch a war on pit latrines and to defeat pit latrines in this country.
A total of $5 million was budgeted for the home renovation and sanitation program for the fiscal year 2013-2014. Mr. Oshie says it is sad that the opposition is criticizing the program.
But the government will remain focused and will continue to deliver to the people on our social agenda and to improve the quality of life for every single Dominican, even not today, but tomorrow and in the future.
In other stories, a local wellness facilitator says Dominicans need to be aware of the medicinal purposes of the moringa plant, which many consider the miracle plant. Mrs. Debbie Anthony Shillingford noted she was first introduced to the plant by a gentleman known as Paul, and after eating the leaves, she felt an immediate boost of energy.
On further research, I found out that it takes care of your sugar, it drops the sugar, it balances your blood pressure. It has more potassium than bananas, more iron than spinach, more calcium than milk, and in countries where the children are malnourished, moringa is used for the purpose of nourishing them with the nutrients that they need. In areas too where the water is not like the water we have in Dominica, they put moringa in the water to purify the water in order that the people can drink the water. And I got so excited about that plant that I started selling the plant for Paul. I got seeds from him, I distributed the seeds, and right now many people have the moringa trees at home. And later down, Prince Kailash came with a lot of seeds, and if you do your research right now, you're going to find out that many Dominicans have trees, their own trees in their backyard. And everybody should have a moringa tree.
Much of the plant is edible by humans or by farm animals, as the leaves are rich in protein, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, and minerals. 100 grams of fresh moringa leaves have 8.3 grams of protein, 434 milligrams of calcium, 404 milligrams of potassium, 738 milligrams of vitamin A, and 164 milligrams of vitamin C. The seeds contain 30 to 40% oil that is high in oleic acid and can be used in water purification to settle out sediments and undesirable organisms.
It's absolutely important because in times when maybe you never know, we might have a hurricane and not have full access to the foods that we need or even medicines that we need, and just a spoonful of moringa can take care of your nourishment for the day. In times when you have to go to the country or go on hikes and so, you can use moringa as your source of food. It's light and it has everything that you need for the day. It can take care of over 300 known diseases, and all information is widely available. Somebody just has to go on the internet and log on and get all the information that they need.
The plant's market potential is widespread, given its easy growth and high nutrient content, and is considered a potential oilseed feedstock for biodiesel. The main advantage of moringa as a source of biodiesel is that biofuel produced by it is not in direct competition with food, as the plant produces both biodiesel feedstock, seeds, and food, leaves, independently. The plant can be eaten in its raw form, refrigerated to keep fresh when not in use, dried to make tea, and grounded to make a powder that can be used to make protein shakes.
Well, there are people around right now selling plants. So it's just a matter of finding out who has plants for sale. If you get a seed, you can plant the seed. But moringa prefers dry areas. It's not a plant that loves to be in too much water. So if you're planting it, if you plant it on slope land where it gets good drainage, that would be a better place to plant it rather than on a flat where it's always swampy. It prefers dry areas.
Men especially have been using a lot of this plant as it is reported to be a promoter of libido and also an aphrodisiac. Mrs. Shillingford added parents should educate themselves about the plant to utilize for their children's food, as opposed to the many artificial foods they consume. For more information or to purchase the leaves of the plant, one can visit Mrs. Shillingford at her health and wellness store named Leaf of Life on Cox Street in Russell. As part of Por Aquí Pasó Chavez, a celebration of the accomplishments of the late Cuban president, Hugo Chavez, a discussion was held at Matthews Hall in St. Joseph. The purpose of the talk was to discuss the advantages of ALBA and Petrocaribe and how they benefit our communities. The Bolivarian Alliance for Our Americas, ALBA, is a counter to the US-led idea of a free trade area of the Americas, or FTAA, founded in 2004 by Cuba and Venezuela.
We at the Venezuelan Embassy, we know how important it is for a country to receive assistance for the poorest community. We are here to assist and support that project can be done. Venezuela this time is facing a great economic crisis, but it's a fair crisis created for the business owner of the opposition.
Ambassador Pirela says the Venezuelan government will continue working for Dominica and that Dominicans should be proud to have had the opportunity to be adorned by this revolutionary leader. Dr. Philbert Aaron, ambassador and coordinator to ALBA, says ALBA for Dominica is an expression of friendship and solidarity.
It is something that is totally different from what we have had in the relations between countries. And I will identify 3 advantages of ALBA. 1, it is focused on solidarity, that is, being together and strengthening one another. It is not based, that's the second advantage, it is not based on competition.
Dr. Aaron named the third advantage of the company as being complementing each other in their weaknesses, noting the oil trade between Dominica and Venezuela. According to him, Venezuela has had the most reliable friendship with Dominica, providing us with the security, power, and assurance of ALBA.
Venezuela is a regional power. Venezuela is a power in the Caribbean, not only because of its oil, but because of the values that Venezuela has. And so that power may be expressed at the United Nations and in other places.
Dr. Aaron also noted that the friendship of President Chavez helped us to survive and therefore indicated strong condemnation of the attack by a minority, the extreme right, on Venezuela on Thursday, 13 February, and expressed the support of Dominica for the current president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. In more stories, a walkout incident by first-time Calypsonian Leona Peters on the evening of Wednesday, February 12th at the Cicero Hotel in Castle Comfort has prompted discuss among the public as well as between members of the Stardom and the Mascam Calypso tent. Miss Peters, who was expected to compete at the Calypso Queen competition organized by the Stardom Calypso tent, decided to withdraw from the competition moments before she was announced on stage.
Good Almighty Lord, please guide me and bless my tongue with the right words to say at this juncture. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got something to say to you which is absolutely important in the context of tonight's show. And because of who I am, I'm going to say it as it is. Leona is in the house and I suspect I was told she just walked out. She walked out because the people who manage her business decided that they must play for her instead of the Swinging Stars Band. The Swinging Stars Band said that they have rehearsed the song and they are competent to play the song. So the band said that we're not budging, we are going to play for Leona. The band stood their grounds and the musicians from Shodong Mascam stood their grounds. They just walked out with Leona.
Mr. Bruno stated that we are not going to have Leona because the guys who manage her and the tent that she sings with made an application to play for her on tonight's show. He went on to say that the Swinging Stars band, who believed they were competent enough to play for the Calypsonian, rejected the offer, and so Leona, along with her band members, left the event.
So we are not going to have Leona because the guys who manage her and the tent that she sings with made an application to play for her on tonight's show. The band Swinging Stars say why. There was no reason why. The band said that we are competent, we have rehearsed, we are playing at the Stardom Calypso tent, we are playing for Leona. The guys who came to play for Leona from the other tent said, we are leaving and we are leaving with Leona. That is the story, the true and complete story. So Kyle and Matt, do not mix my words. Ozzy, Lewis, Daryl, Tit and Curtis, do not mix my words. There should be no controversy. That's a clear matter. Leona is not on the show because of what I said. Thank you very much.
However, according to Miss Peters, I was promised that 2 members from my band could accompany me alongside Swinging Stars. I was dressed and ready to perform when I was informed that my 2 band members, my keyboardist and guitarist, were not allowed to accompany me, along with Swinging Stars. She added that she felt highly disrespected after she was promised that this would come to fruit by Wadix, Senator and Alex Bruno, but was later rejected. The Calypsonian noted it was very deceitful of Alex Bruno, the master of ceremonies, to say that I wanted my whole band. I think it was mean of him to tell such a lie when he knew what the situation was, she added. She apologized to her fans for not performing at the tent, but stated, I am satisfied with my decision and standing my ground and will not be disrespected. In related news, Calypsonian Mr. Val Youngbull Coffey says he does not support the many issues that are going on in the Calypso industry. He made the statement following an incident between the Showdown Mass Camp management team of Calypsonian Leona Peters and the management of Stardom Calypso tent, which resulted in a walkout at the Queen of the Camp competition on Wednesday, February 12, 2014.
Dominica's Calypso time is always had to be controversial. We sing about the politicians, we talk about the politicians, but for some reason, Calypsonians behave worse than politicians. And that, not anything bad, in terms of how they approach business. Sometimes we have to look at the bigger picture. And for too many times this season, we are seeing things going out of order. It affects the productivity of what the DFCDD is trying to do. You need to understand that no one is bigger than the art form.
He said a simple Calypso Queen show should never have resulted in any controversy, but should have went on as planned until the best person won.
And all this thing about who should sing, who should not sing, that should not be happening. The DCA is a sanctioned body for Calypso in Dominica. They should have made a statement endorsing the event and say that everybody who'd registered should be there to go and take part in the competition. And what happened last night is not good for our country, it's not good for Carnival. It frustrates the efforts of the DFC and the DDA. You may have a good song this year, and next year you're going to fall very flat, nobody listens to you.
Mr. Coffey said, as Calypsonians, we must always put our best foot forward and enjoy what we do, no matter what the end result may be.
You know, this attitude and walking around with a chip in the shoulder, come Easter, nobody knows you. There's no thing in place for Calypsonians after they retire. Mighty Sparrow is in Trinidad now on a wheelchair, trying to sing at shows to make money to pay bills because of his stroke he suffered. Ask yourself, what will happen to King Dice in 10 years? What will happen to Leona in 10 years? There's no insurance. There's nothing in place. I am fortunate and I'm grateful to my parents that at least I can sell some condoms at the end of the day. I have something to fall back on. So there's a season for that. So when we go around, and I'm talking passionately because the young people have the junior monarch and they're looking at what we the seniors are doing. And we have to step up to the plate and be responsible citizens. There's a ban allowed for Calypso Dominica Swinging Stars. We play with them. If you have any changes, you should do it long in advance. Don't come at the show and people pay their money and then have to be shocked to realize we have a day bar coming up. We don't need day bar. We need Calypso to play. And that's why I'm happy that my tongue has no bone. I speak my mind, that I owe nobody more than the National Bank of Dominica, and I speak my mind. I do not want to have people think that Val must always shut up. And I am very, very passionate about Calypso. I love the art form, but what is going on must stop. Every Wednesday night can't have a deba. And that's why I'm calling on the bishop to please send Father Branca John to pray in the Stadium tent next Wednesday so we won't have any problems.
He added, the rumors that have been circulating that the clash of the tents may not materialize is another controversy he does not want to see become a reality. In other stories, 2014 has rained riches upon one lucky Powerball player. 74-year-old Miss Annie Francis from the village of Paybush received a check of $114,851 from the Powerball games, compliments the Dominica National Lottery, on Friday, February 14, 2014. Miss Francis's advice to the public is to continue playing.
I have plans, but you can't mention it. I have plans. Don't mention at all. Right. Yes. Just be happy and be patient. Always take your tickets.
Miss Francis is the first winner for the year 2014 and perhaps one of the oldest.
I am Annie Francis. I have played the Powerball of $114,000. Have you played?
The Powerball game was launched in 2007, replacing the original lottery game. From 2007, the Dominica National Lottery has awarded 6 jackpot winners in the Powerball game. Carnival promoter Mr. Val Curfey is calling on the relevant authorities to ensure roads island-wide are repaired, as there will be Carnival celebrations in a number of villages. Villages such as St. Joseph, Granby, Marigot, and the town of Portsmouth will host the opening of Carnival celebrations this month, while the Carnival celebrations will take place next month. He highlighted the city of Roseau also needs some attention to be paid to the roads.
There's a particular area I'm concerned about, although the bands don't pass it, but people will be walking around. By Astafans need to be repaired ASAP. The area by Astafan supermarket, it has been like that for too long, and we would like it repaired before Carnival. So if it's the job of a J. Astafan company, we'll allow them to do it as a donation to the people of Dominica. If it's the city council, we'll ask them to do it as quick as possible, because you don't want any foreigner walking around that area, nighttime or whatever, and go inside of Astafan's area there. It's very dangerous, and they need to repair that.
Mr. Cuffey noted those responsible for various aspects of the Carnival celebration, including venues, lights, and sound, need to ensure everything is in order in advance, so there will be no last-minute hiccups that could have been avoided. The opening of St. Joseph Carnival is scheduled for Saturday, February 15th, while Marigot and Portsmouth opening will take place on Sunday, February 16th, 2014. And in court news, Lindell Carrier of Yam Peace has pleaded guilty to giving police false name and theft of items valued at $3,960. He was also charged with burglary but was not allowed to plea. On 20th January 2014, the complainant, Mary Alice, secured a home at Kings Hill and left for work. Upon her return home, she observed that one of her windows was damaged and a quantity of grocery items, a laptop, sackwash, a pair of shoes, and other items were missing. The matter was reported to police, and on 11 February 2014, the police met the defendant and informed him of the incident they were investigating. During interrogation, Carrier told police how he had committed the offense. He said he had sold the laptop to a man from Portsmouth for $700, but had only received $300 so far. He stated that he had eaten the groceries and wore the clothes, but the shoe was too small. He had given police his name as Denzel Carrier because, according to him, he could not spell his correct name, Lindell. Magistrate Bernard Parkett told the defendant he was going to give him a chance and not send him to prison. For giving police false name, he was fined $500, payable by 14th March 2014, or in default, 1 month in prison. He was sentenced to 6 months hard labor, suspended for 1 year. Additionally, he was ordered to pay compensation of $3,960 by 14th August 2014, or spend 6 months in prison. The burglary charge was withdrawn by the prosecution. In 2013, Carrier had appeared before Magistrate Candia George on a theft charge and was fined $500, payable by 7th April. According to court records, the fine has not been paid and a warrant for the defendant is pending. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.
Could you give us your opinion on what you think of Valentine's Day as a whole?
Valentine's Day, I think it's a good day set aside for expression, the time to share your love to someone. Doesn't have to be your spouse, or because sometimes we get so busy in life and we forget to tell each other I love you, and that is a special day set aside just for that occasion.
I think it's an excellent celebration. You know, it's a day to show people how much you love them, how much you appreciate what they've done for you throughout the years, and it's just an excellent day to show people your appreciation.
Valentine's Day, I don't celebrate it, but I believe in love, and true love is knowing Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And Jesus Christ came into the world to, to die for our sin and to reconcile us back to God. So if you have to really celebrate love, you have to celebrate it in God, because God is love.
Valentine's Day, it's a great day and it's a special day, especially for me. I do it for others. But that's a day I look out to every year, and then it's a day I always celebrate because of the special love that I always have in my heart for everyone. And I look at Valentine's Day as a day of love, sharing and giving to everyone, especially those that are looking for love. And they find love this day, which is Valentine's Day. And I must say, this day today is a special day and I love it.
I'm all for Valentine's Day. The commercial aspect and everything. It should be every day. Chocolate should be flowing continuously. People should be giving people flowers every day. But hey, if we want to put it on one day, that's not too bad, but I'll take it any day.
Happy Valentine's Day to everyone from Diamond Girls and Miss Patricia Charles. Happy Valentine's Day to my boyfriend, Mr. Fountain, in Grand Bay Fire Officer. Happy Valentine's Day to my family, my mother, my daughter, because family, Valentine's Day is not only about couples, it's also about family and friends. Happy Valentine's Day to Miss Golden Seaman. Happy Valentine's Day to my boss, Nadia Johnson. And also, happy birthday to her. It's a very nice day to have Valentine's Day and birthday together.
Hello, good day to everyone. I am Nadia Johnson, the owner of Diamond Girls and Diamond Girls Forever. Okay, so happy Valentine's Day to all, to each and everyone, especially my family, sisters, everyone that I love, cherish, my staff in Diamond Girls and Diamond Girls Forever. Okay, and I find that it is a good idea to celebrate Valentine's, to show your loved one that you love them as well. Okay, and then it's a good idea to celebrate Valentine's, because today is my birthday and I wish myself a happy birthday, and thanks to everyone that wished me happy birthday today. Love you all.
Hi everybody, I do not believe in Valentine's Day, and I'm thankful for my secret admirer who sent me a rose. That's my first real rose. See, nice. Anyways, I'd like to send happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there, especially my child's father. I think my secret admirer was him. Thank you for my rose. Bye.